What up, fam? What's going on? What's shaking? What's up, D? Doing well? Yeah. It's raining here, so hopefully it puts some of that forest fire out. You know what I'm saying? Right. Shit's getting dry around here. Getting hot and dry. But it's raining now. Shannon, what's up? Just getting home? Yeah, me too. Me too. Damn, those things grew. Frickin' things be growing. Oshkosh. Oshkosh. Is that a camp? Made a mess in here. I was playing around, moving this thing around, and I ripped the top off of it, and all the balls went flying everywhere. Damn. Oh. Now I gotta catch 100 of these things. Oh, man. How long this is gonna take me. Well, that's a lesson learned. Balls are everywhere. I really wish this didn't happen. Wisconsin. Hopefully nobody dies. They're always dying at them damn air shows. All this because of one greedy little fish. All the food went underneath this thing, and then there was like one fish under there guarding the whole batch of food, and it was like, bam, nailing everybody who came near the food. So I had to move this thing and ended up pulling the top off of it. And a mess. Okay. Yeah, the wildfire smoke's bad. Whereabouts are you from? Where the smoke is? Yeah, I've had two bettas in the same tank, and I've had two bettas in the same tank with lots of hiding places. And I've had bettas in a tank, like lots of bettas in a tank. It's alright if there's lots, so they can't take their aggression out on just one fish. If there's just two, though, it's no good. It gets cruel. That shit gets cruel. What's the green stuff swirling around? It's white balls in a green case. It's active bed filtration. It's little honeycombs. Little honeycombs with lots of surface area on them for bacteria. And then the oxygen moves over them, supercharges the bacteria to eat lots. And basically the fish poops. And it doesn't clean the debris, but it cleans the ammonia and nitrates. The bacteria feeds off all that, purifies the water. Damn, mosquito. It's a very effective form of filtration. Oh yeah. Never have to do with this with plecos, but these things are messy. They eat a ton. I just scratch the glass, probably. I've never cleaned these tanks, but damn, these things you gotta clean every day. There's so many of them in one tank. the fish. Fluorescent? They just really starting to color up. These fish get crazy colored up as they mature. Oh, it's 80, right? So the tank's set at I don't know, the tank's set at 86, so yeah, viscous are like scorching hot. If you keep them hot, they don't get sick. They eat like crazy though. If you got plants, you got to knock it down to 87, and still like you got to adapt plants to that. So like it's best to like start a tank, planted tank, let it run and run and run at cool temperature, and then incrementally bring the temperature up and up and up and up. And then once you get to like 87 degrees, stop it, and then add the discus over like the course of a few weeks. Because if not, all your plants are gonna melt, right? They can't handle it. So you gotta slowly bring the temperature up for planted discus tanks. Because yeah, the heat is so high that but you can tell these suckers are growing. Like you can pretty much daily see the growth on most of them. But I mean, getting 3 water changes a day. And they're getting fed up to 6 times a day, so. I moved that BioBall filter. I don't know if you seen a minute ago, but I moved that BioBall filter over and accidentally ripped the top off. All the balls started shooting out, and I had to catch them all. What a mess. So, I'm gonna wash these balls here. And turn off this air. Oh my God, here. I had to move it out from the corner because the food was pooling up under the one corner. And then the biggest male was going over and like sitting above the food. And anybody who came to eat the food, he's like, bam, bam, bam. So I had to move it over and I let everything out. Come on, go over there. Yeah. These things aren't afraid of me at all. I can't even scare them now if I want to. So they're not going to be very sketchy with me anyways. I'm pretty well all set for tomorrow. I'm just getting the temperatures up to, or the tanks up to temperature for the new fish. I'd like to open up a fish shop one day. I mean, if I lived in the city, I would open one up in my house. But I'd like to have a fish store, but the overhead's too much. It's like, doesn't make any sense. You have to spend so much on damn rent. I mean, you'd have to do really well all the time. Oh, yeah, the lift tubes. Nah. I guess, yeah, they create a bit of vacuum or whatever, right? Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. But I find that the bubbles disperse a little easier without them. End up they just splash all over with the lift tubes. But it's better to have them on there. Get a lot better vacuum through the sponge filter, but I don't really care about it so much because I have hang-on backs. So they're just basically holding bacteria in the tank, a little extra bacteria, and putting off oxygen. But like, I'm not trying to use them to the full extent that they could be, you know. It's different. I guess if you only have sponge filters running, then you definitely want to use the lift tubes. But I actually prefer to have the bubbles travel longer in the water column. So, I mean, if the bubbles are only traveling this far instead of this far, I don't know. In my mind, I think the water's getting more oxygenated this way. And actual filtration is like, the filters don't bung up as quick. If you have the lift tube on, for sure, they get really dirty really fast, and you got to squeeze them out like every couple weeks. I never touch sponge filters. I just leave them running and leave them running. So, this way. But yeah, they're not working to their full potential as far as polishing the water. But I'm not, yeah, I don't really use them for that because I have the hang-on backs. I don't really love just using sponge filters in a tank. There's just, for me, it's not enough flow. It's adequate for oxygen, but for flow and current, it's no good. A lot of Placo guys, they keep Placos and just with sponges and no flow at all, but I don't know, not for me. My favorite thing is watching the plecos like come out really fast into the current from somewhere. They'll like shoot out and they'll spin around into the current, and then they'll like be sitting there like giving her with the current, and that's my favorite thing to see. So if you put the hang-on backs on the end, you get like a full figure 8 with the flow. So it comes down, up, and back into the intake. It works way better. If you have like a hang-on back on the back, it's only like cleaning this one side, and then like the whole rest gets settlement all over it. Like my 174 tank over here. And I like the same thing here is I used to have, this rack was made for 4 20 longs. But in order to do that with the space that I had, the tanks all had to touch. And so like 2 of them or 3 of them on this rack had to have all sponge filters, and I hated it. So I took the 120 long out and put a 15 in it at the end so that I could have at least 3 tanks with hang-on back filters. Yeah, I don't know. I'm big on hang-on back filters. I'm all about them. Rhonda, hello. Many blessings. Hope you're doing well. Sponge fish, sponge bob. We got no sponge bobs or no sponge fish. But I'm hoping to get a lobster tank. I want to do saltwater and experiment with some lobsters. I seen one of the girls that has a YouTube channel in the UK. She's got a little fish store. She was like visiting a lobster a little place that has like a few tanks and they grow out lobster, and I was just fascinated by it. And to be honest, I've always wanted to keep lobster since I was a kid, so I think that's how I'm gonna go about saltwater. Yeah, that's what I do, double. Like most of the time, 20 longs got a 50. The 60 gallons have the 120s. So everything's double. Except for my 125's only got a 110 on it. Or whatever they are. 110 or I don't know, I haven't bought one in a couple months. I forget. Yeah, they're 110s, aren't they? Or 120s? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Damn, I don't know. Sometimes if I don't refresh, always, yeah, they're 110s. So like on a 75 gallon, if you put the filter on the backside, you pretty well need two 110s. If you put it just one on the end, you're good. But I find, sometimes I find two of the 20s do really well on a 20 gallon. Like almost better than the 50. So two 20 Aqua Clears on the one side will outperform a 50 Aqua Clear. You actually get a little more current, I find. Degrees. That's it. It took those heaters about 10 minutes to get the tanks from 80 to 90 or whatever that works out to. $86. Yeah. Should know better. $86. What's the weather like where you are, Rhonda? Nice day? I had a guy today say on an ad, I had 4 L519s for $65. He's like, damn man, he's like, why are you charging more than everybody else? I'm like, I don't know, man. I was like, as far as I know, this is like the cheapest price to date in the country. Like 2 years ago, they were worth, when they were hot, they were worth, you know, $65 each, easy. So, I just thought it was funny. Maybe they misread the ad or whatever, but. $300-watt heater takes 10 minutes to heat a 5-gallon bucket, if at room temperature already. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. The 150, like, the 150 watt just heated that 20-gallon in 10 minutes from room temperature to full 30 degrees. In the winter, it takes me like 200 watts to heat a 5-gallon pail up from like 55 degrees to, I don't know. I actually don't know what temperature, just warmer. As warm as I can get it. I hate when I have to wait around for water to warm up for water changes. Yeah. So like when they first come in and they're hot, they're expensive. And then depending on how fast they repopulate and people have them, the price starts to go down and down and down and down. Which is good for the average person. But that's why, like, when you're into plecos, you want to be the first few people to breed them, to get them, to breed them. And you want to be able to get the best part of the market for a couple years and then ride it down. And people either sell their breeding groups at that point and get something else, or they just, if they're good reproducers, they just keep doing it and selling them for cheaper. But that's why, like, anybody who's smart doesn't tell anybody what they got in their other tanks, because you want to keep what you think is gonna be hot or attractive to people, because they, like, plecos come in trends as well. So 1 year it'll be this or that, 1 year it'll be Queen Erebus, 1 year it'll be super whites. This spring it was 181s over 183s. Everyone jumped into the 183s because they thought, well, they keep their color like their white fins and don't turn all black. And everyone thought, well, we'll get into 183s because they're the nicer of the two. But I actually did all right because I had the 181s. And I shouldn't have sold them because I sold them, and then after my ad went up, they became super hot. And people were like offering mega bucks for them. Like 3, 4, 5 times the value of what they were worth. So, like, you never know what's going to be hot, but if you think you know what's going to be hot, you keep your hand hidden. That's kind of the way to do it. $84 right now. South Texas. Man, I'd think it would be even hotter there, but it's the same temperature here, really. I don't know. My phone said it was 79, but it's not. It's hotter than that. Oh, there's the crazy lady. 6 a.m., eh, Mary? You partying tonight or what? Freaking nutcase. Nut job. Damn, I hate this camera stand. Yeah, Mary's still complaining over here. There's. I don't know, I'm going to bed early. I got business to do tomorrow. I gotta be in the city. I don't think I'll be going live streaming later tonight either. You gonna do dares till 6 a.m. in the morning? Acting, baking, then studying? No, you'll do acting and then you'll do baking because it takes you 4 hours to bake cookies. It does. I've seen it take 5 hours to make a frickin' cake, so. It really does. You should see the amount of work that I don't get in here as soon as I start. Even if I try and ignore, like, I still don't get half as much done for some reason. Yeah, or lasagna. Well, lasagna takes a good amount of time to make. Like, people don't think, they're like, oh, make a quick lasagna. It's like, you don't just make a quick lasagna. There's a lot of steps to a lasagna. Yeah, if I don't talk to people while I'm in the fish room, there'll be no engagement at all. But it doesn't matter. It's kind of like the only reason why I even go live from the fish room is for watch hours. Like, because I get absolutely no subscribers when I'm in the fish room. So this is something I got to consider as well. Like, I'm going to have a backup setup to live stream from. Like, I'll have to set something up in the office as well. Because if I set the fish room up for live streams and then like I get 0 subscribers every single time, like I guess it's not interesting for a lot of people when I'm working in here. I get it. And it's better when I'm sitting down, but generally like the fish rooms does not get subscribers at all. In 3 weeks, I've done more live streams from the fish room than ever, and I have, I think, about 4 or 5 subscribers in 3 weeks from the fish room. Whereas if I go sit in the car or sit in the office or sit on that couch, I get way more on the blue couch. I don't know why. It's like my worst form. Like when I'm sick, I'll go there, and that's when I get the most subscribers. Yeah, I need another goat raid, and now everybody knows not to time them out. But almost to 800 subscribers now, which is cool. But I need to finish this fish room and set up my little spot. And I've been slacking on short videos too, so that doesn't help. Because generally I can get like, I don't know, 4 subscribers a day from short videos. Did you say goat? Yeah, thank you very much. Kino's like one of our most active members too. Did I watch your last short? Who are you talking to, Troy? I thought I watched halfway through and was already commenting, that's way too much makeup. And then I was like, oh, I should have known. I was like, good God, why are you putting on so much makeup? Like, damn. Go fishing? You want to go fishing? I was looking at a boat today I was going to convert into a salmon fishing boat. For down rigging. Because I need something with a solid bow on it. or I can put all my stuff up underneath it. But I need a small boat with a big aft cockpit and a hard Dodger up front, because I like to be able to go out and not have to run in or whatever because of heavy weather. I like to fish in heavy weather, so I need something that can take a wave. But it's hard to find anything for a reasonable price with the hard Dodger. Because like I sink bow riders. Like they're just a nightmare. So they're a dime a dozen, they're cheap and they're everywhere, but 2-3 waves and I'm completely finished. Even with the cover on up front, it doesn't do anything. You might take 10 waves and then you're finished anyways. But everything with a hard top is like, you know, $50,000 to $150,000, and like, if not, you go real old. And I don't like the models that are out there. Damn. Yeah, right, man. Okay, I don't know how to fish, man. You're right, Troy. What's that green thing? You should know by now. Don't make me get the Coast Guard on the live stream here to tell you all about me. Because I have a reputation of going fishing when 100-foot boats are coming in fleeing from the weather, and I'm going out in a 14-foot Thundercraft in 15-foot swells, and people are on board crying, bawling their eyes out, and I'm going fishing. And I'm telling you, there's no better fishing with a like your downrigger and your cannonball. When your cannonball is going up 15 feet and down 15 feet, and you got your cannonball set for 97 feet deep, and your cannonball's tracking, you know, every maybe 8 feet, 9 feet, whatever, it's going up and down by 15 feet, and your lure's chasing that cannonball up and down like this. So you're covering like double the water per lure, and that's when you get the good fish. So the bigger the weather, the better the fishing. But I've had the Coast Guard pull up beside me and say, "We're going in." And I'd say, "No, we're fishing." And they'd say, "No, we're going in." And I'd say, "Okay, well, you're going to have to pull me in." And they're like, "If we attach to you, there's going to be problems. The boat's going to, one of us is going to get the other boat messed up." It's like, "Oh, all right, well, we'll go in then." But no, the good fishing's in the heavy weather. But I was the only kid on the Great Lakes at 13 by himself. And the whole town used to sit in the parking lot at the harbor and wait for me to return. Because they'd see me with binoculars out there, and then they wouldn't see me. and then they'd see me come up the wave and then turn around on top of the wave and go back the other direction. And they'd all sit there and wait and watch for hours. So, quite a reputation for quite a many years. When I was 12, I had a rowboat on a smaller lake. And I used to have a cassette player. And I used to listen to my music in my headphones and row like crazy. But I'd still troll. I always loved to troll. I think trolling's usually the best way to catch fish. You cover the most water. And trolling in a rowboat's actually really good because you're quiet and yeah, pickerel. But my great grandpa built us a plywood rowboat. And it was like a 10-footer. It was a sweet little boat too. It was really well made. Yeah, I'm not going near it either. Is Mary asking what the green thing is too? I can explain this every night, I guess. I don't know if you got your volume on or not, so. Say again? Oh, you got your volume on. It's an active bed filter. So it's got what they call bioballs, which collect bacteria on them. They're little honeycombs with lots of surface area for bacteria to live on them, and you force oxygen over them, and that filters all the nitrate and ammonia that the fish pee makes. It's the most efficient way to clean the water chemically, like clean the chemical out of the water. It doesn't clean debris like floating stuff, but it cleans what's actually in the water itself, the chemistry. Yeah, I think it's freaking cool watching those balls go around, especially with in the other tank with the other colored light. It looks really cool. And depending on the light, if you had like a glow light, that would like glow like fluorescent. It's a type of filter, yeah. It doesn't polish the water, but works with chemistry. I'm not kissing any fish myself. Good morning. Welcome. Why not? No thanks. Only one fish I'll be kissing. Aren't they clean? Clean enough, but still a fish, right? Still a fish. Only them weird bass fishermen kiss fish. I think like you might as well kiss a cat's rear end. You're gonna kiss a fish. It's just not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do it. We're not doing it here. Get out of the way. Go on, get out of the way. Wish they'd eat up their food so I can clean it again. Look at the panther coming out in that one, eh? Just wait until they turn blue and red or whatever. That'll be sweet. See, this one's pattern's totally different, gonna be probably. Oh, look at that one. That one's yelling at Mary fish. That one's ticked. Ooh, blue eyes on that one. Those ones got blue eyes, and the red one's got red eyes. What color are these other blue ones got? They got like yellow eyes. Yellowy blue eyes. That's a red eye for sure. That's a blue eye for sure. Pretty interesting. Stop yelling, bastard. That's a him. It's a him yapping off, yelling at the other one. You'd think they need oxygen or something by the way they're breathing like that, but they're good. I think they're just packed full of food and digesting, because they are breathing a bit fast, but they'd be up at the top if they were hurting. Oh yeah. Only in Mary's world would Mary think that. You're running. Okay. They produce bubbles on the top. What? Sure you don't got a betta fish in there? Tell you, discus, man, they eat a lot, and look at the mess in the water. You never see that with plecos. The brine shrimp are kind of messy. Yeah, those are eggs. That's caviar. That's the stuff I hate, that gel all over. But I'm not sure which kind of snail leaves them floating on the top. But I do see that in salt water and the swamps. But I've not had snails that do it. Just in the corners and on the glass. Little caviar bubbles everywhere. Just vacuum them all up. Just start vacuuming them up whenever you see them. I don't know. I kill every snail that I can catch in the vacuum. Snails are kind of crazy because they can crawl across the lawn and then into a bucket of water and like live in the bucket of water, so. Ew. Oh, with tweezers, just grab the suckers or vacuum them. Tweezers will take forever. Yes, above the water line. Oh, I don't know what kind of snails do that. Mine don't. Ram's horns or neorites don't do it. But I think you told me you got other ones, like bigger ones. Pond snails. Oh yeah. Yeah, because that kind of pond snail is the ones I'm talking about. They can live on land on a tree or they can live in water. Pond snails. P-O-N-D. Yeah, wet and slimy. They need high humidity areas to live, basically. But they can also live submerged. But like that's what you'll get in the swamp around here. Because I've pulled snails out of the garden and threw them in the water, and they've multiplied like crazy in the water. So not in my tanks, but outside playing around. And how do you get someone to remove it? I don't know, you vacuum them all up with a small hose. And if you want to get the snail eggs off, I don't know about the surface, but if they're below, then you just rub the hose up and down and vacuum them up. Can't even look at them. Well, you need to get yourself a yo-yo loach. Just get a yo-yo loach and put it in there. And give it like a month and a half. And it'll have eaten all the snails. Or you could probably do like a treatment. I think you can just get a treatment and it'll wipe them all out, but I don't know, it might hurt your bacteria in your cycle. Yeah, they get too big, but you can always get one and then bring it back to the pet store. Or give it to someone or do something with it. But they're damn hard to catch. They're like snakes, right? So they'll slither in every crevice and hide. They're the best hiders there are. And they chase your other fish around, but they do work. I guess tomorrow I'm either going to get a bunch of fish or the two kinds of fish and lumber, and then start building racks Sunday, Monday. But there's a lady with some fish, and if she calls me, I'm gonna have to go over there and see her. And then that'll be my rack budget. Yeah, I like Tetras too. I'm a Tetra person. I love Tetras. I like Rummy Nose and Cardinals and I don't know what they call them, heart or diamond Tetras. There's just so many different types of Tetras. They're really cool to collect. They're pretty they can be pretty fragile, the wild ones. You can take some pretty heavy losses. Yeah, well, I got a deal set for Saturday from the old fella that I get these from. But there's another lady I've been waiting around on. She's got like a whole bunch of fish for she got Tetras, Corridoras, 7 discus, a bunch of stuff, and I think she wants a whole list of stuff, and I think she wants $150 for everything. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with all the other species of fish, but I want the discus and the tetras. Because the discus are worth more than the $150, and the tetras are probably worth, I don't know, $80. Yeah, they're cool. I seen puffer fish the other day that's half fish, half puffer. So like the front's puffy, but the back's like a regular fish. Friggin' weird. Like, what the heck is this? The first time I ever seen them. Yeah, she's got like discus, rose lines. Like pretty much 7 to 14 of everything. Oh, what, to breed? Breed tetras? Peat moss. Is that what you're talking about? Breeding tetras? Oh, that's how you get softer water? Yeah, if you breed tetras, you just fill a tank, like quarter of the tank full of peat moss, and you pour in a whole whack of RO water and you throw them in there, and they'll like liable to breed within a couple days. If they're good and healthy. Five glowfish Danios for $100 or $1. That's the cheapest I've ever heard of. Glowfish for the type of fish they are. I mean, they're not high value, but like glowfish are expensive. So that's like super cheap. Friggin' $1 each. 25 rupees each. Pair. Wow. That's crazy, eh, Gordon? They're expensive little buggers here, really, for what they are. That's $1 each is crazy. I don't know. I've seen them sell for like $25 or more at places. Holy smokes. This guy right here ate too much. Probably why he's breathing heavy. He pigged out. I'll have to be careful. I'll have to feed slightly less. Like, you can tell the ones that are heavy eaters and the ones that just eat casually and properly. The ones that really gouge, though, they're really gaining weight. But I gotta be careful, I guess. I think I'll separate the species soon and then feed them appropriately. They'll get a better, more even chance of feeding. Yeah. They might have like they might come from like China or whatever there, right? So shipping there is not as expensive at all. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. If you got money to buy something, it's a lot cheaper there because it's like not as far for shipping. Oh yeah, alien betas are awesome now. If you're gonna get a beta, just forget the regular betas. Get a alien beta. They got tails that look like flowers on them. I'm excited if you do. You'll have to post your fish tank. That reminds me, silly, you didn't leave a comment under my short video. So go do that, man. Go leave a comment. I want to come over and see your fish tank. Or you can take a picture and post it in my community post section, please. Like, that's what I'd prefer everyone do, is just post into my community post section on my channel page. And let other subscribers enjoy your aquarium. That's the best way to do it. Alien betas breed like what? Crazy? Yeah, post to my community post section. It's great for everyone to see. And it gives your channel exposure as well. Yeah. Those L33, I got fry that should be hatching in the one cave any day now, and then there's more eggs in the other cave. There could be 3 batches in there. It's interesting because I stopped feeding them a lot. and they completely stop breeding for like a month, which is normal anyways, because I think it's like at max it's every 14 days. But man, those things were like, I don't know, they were breeding all the time. Like there was just batch after batch. But I'm gonna grow some out a bit. I'm gonna grow them all out a bit. The ones that I have now. I'm gonna pick out a couple cool ones out of like 50 or 60. Take 2 or 3 of them, keep them, and I don't know. Try and trade. I'll trade the rest of them for something at Top Pick or something. Very fluid motions. Oh, I want to hit the link, but I can't. Can you share that? Can you share that to my community page as well, Red? By any chance? Like the video, is it shareable? Alright, these guns are done eating. I'm gonna clean them again. This is the only reason why they say that getting young discus for first timers is not wise. And it's not because the fish aren't hardy. It's because you have to feed them an absolute ton. And you have to, if you're feeding a ton, you got to do an absolute ton of water changes. And so the cost of growing them out is not always, very good for people. And most people fail because they're like feeding them a lot and they're not doing enough water changes. But these things are labor intense. I bet you by the time I'm done quarantining all these fish, I'm going to be like, oh man, I don't want to do that for a couple months. So that's 15 gallons out of a 20-gallon tank that I water changed today. And this isn't the most I've had to do. Okay, thanks, Gord. Yeah, I need to get the community post section going a little more. And I like to see what everyone's doing. Another thing with discus too is they release a lot of hormone into the water. So when they're new, they're releasing a lot of fear hormone. And that hormone stunts the growth, especially when they're all crammed in a small tank for quarantine. So that's why water changes are absolutely essential. And that's also where most people screw up growing them out as well, because they'll stunt them. Still didn't buy a big pitcher. I'm gonna have to look on Amazon and get a 2-gallon pitcher. $118 Fahrenheit, yeah. Not really. My one L236 tank has some sand, and they're just directly putting the sand. So I take a ceramic bio ball. So I take one of these ceramic bio balls and I slip a cutting into here and I stick it in the sand. And then you can just pick the plant out of the sand anytime you want, and it's stuck in this ceramic ball. And then you can just plant it somewhere else. So there's a, I don't know, cool little tip. Take a ceramic fluval bio ball, put your plant in it, let it grow its roots. And that works great for any stem plants. And whenever you want to move it, you can move it, and it always stays secure in the sand when this is buried over top. So you just put it below the surface of the sand and you're good. So that's one way to do swords or anything like that when you don't have a whole ton of sand, but you have about 3/4 of an inch of sand in a corner. You can just stick these in. I learned that from an Indian fella from India. Well, he's from here, but he's from India. Ooh, look at the colors. They just love that water change. They absolutely love a water change like that. Oh no, don't tell me they're hungry again. These fish are becoming like, they say discus are timid, but like, these guys are like crazy friendly now. 160, 170 TDS. Down to 27.2 degrees from that water change. But that's like a back-to-back water change as well, so it dropped quite a bit. But they like it. Yeah, but you can get a betta fish. Get an alien betta. Easy. Easy work. I'm gonna start a planted tank in one of the 75 gallons for sure. I like guppy grass, so I kind of want like, I want to do the whole bottom in guppy grass, or at least half of the tank in guppy grass. But normally my tanks have too much flow for plants, so I don't keep them. But one of the 75 gallon discus tanks is gonna have to be planted for fun. Oh, I love that Subwasser tank. That stuff's interesting, but it doesn't like current either, eh? That stuff is like ocean type stuff. I love it. Yeah, any of that small grass, it's just beautiful to see. It's hard to clean, but I mean, really, you only have to skim over the bottom. You don't really have to like, because the plants are gonna eat all that up. So you're gonna want anaerobic. You're gonna want the two bacterias, like the one that don't get oxygen and one above that gets oxygen. So aerobic and anaerobic. So you're gonna want at least a 2-inch, at least 2 inches. And so the best anaerobic bacteria I find grows in sand, but like beach sand. So like putting beach sand in first, or like if you're gonna go all the way, you're gonna put, it can get a little tricky because you'll get like bubbles coming out of gas. But you're gonna put soil down, like a 1/2 inch of soil, 1.5 inches of play sand, and then the rest like a really nice colored sand. And you're gonna plant into that, and then you're not gonna disturb the bottom ever. Sometimes if you see big bubbles forming in the anaerobic bacteria level, in the very bottom level, sometimes you'll see huge bubbles forming of gas. And what I always did was I'd poke it and burst the bubble, and then I'd do a water change right away. And then it would like get rid of that gas right away. But the little bit of gas that does build up when it's established, usually it's the beginning of before your plants are established, and as the soil's composting, you'll get a lot of that gas. So usually it's in the beginning. But if you get it when the plants are really taken off, I find that you don't have to worry about it because the plants eat all that gas up. Gord wants more tanks, yeah. Your tank's only a month old. But yeah, like if your plants aren't established and you're getting huge gas forming, you want to burst the bubble and then do a water change right away. People don't talk about this, but this is, trust me on this. Burst the bubble in a controlled setting while you're paying attention. It's going to disturb some of the soil up into the water column when you burst it, but not as bad as if you let it burst itself. So it's better to control. But when I first started getting into tanks again, I got into it because I was fascinated with planted tanks, father fish style. And I swore by it for quite a while until I got into plecos, and it was just, you can't do it. What do you call the black 80A? Is it 80A balls that they use for shrimp? You can use 80A balls and then put sand over top of them and plant into that as well. That's another way to do it. But I think what got me onto this rant was guppy grass and it being hard to clean. And so basically, you don't really have to worry about cleaning the bottom. You let everything settle into the sand, and you let the plants and sand take care of it, and the aerobic and anaerobic bacteria take care of it. And basically that's the only time you're going to set up in a tank where you're just going to siphon off the water and replace the water carefully. But besides that, if you just have a plain tank with gravel, you want to gravel back that and vacuum it every water change. Yeah, aqua soil, 80A soil. I think there's two kinds as well. There's good brands of it too, and there's bad brands of it too. And it can be tricky to use. So, I don't know. So I've heard. I haven't used it a lot, but only twice. But they use it with Caridina shrimp a lot. And I believe that the one kind it lowers pH. So it like keeps the pH balanced. And it's like a buffer, I believe. It's like I think if you want hard water, you add shell to your gravel, like seashells and all that. That's what cichlid guys use, is like they keep the pH buffered with shells. But with like Caridina shrimp, it's the opposite, and you use those balls. When new, it's a slight buffer. Interesting, yeah. I don't know, I've just seen it. I have some gravel here that has seashells broke all up into it. And I repurposed the gravel. I picked most of it out, but I don't know. I don't notice any change from it. But I mean, it was in a cichlid tank for years, so. The hammer, what's going on? Oh yeah, extremely expensive. Sand is best, I agree. A screening of even like a 1/4 inch screening of an organic triple mix. The manure is a little bit of an issue with the gas, I believe, but like if you do like even a 1/4 inch and you put like 2 inches of sand on top and plant into that, it's gonna be awesome for as long as you need. And then any of the poop that like breaks down into the sand is gonna feed those plants anyways. So, but if your plants really after like a couple months start to fade out, you might have to use some like Fluval Prime. You can use some of this. Or like Aquarium Co-op is big in that, called that Easy Green stuff, where you just do a couple squirts of Easy Green into the water column. But I have no experience with Easy Green, so I'm always trying, with plecos, I'm trying to do the opposite of that. I don't want any of that damn nutrient in the water because I don't have plants and I don't have gravel or anything. It's bare bottom. Ooh, lights out. So like Easy Green or Flourish, it's no good for what I do. But definitely good for a planted tank. So I'm just remembering to turn back the hang on back filter and lift it up a little bit so it's like got barely no flow, just enough to keep it going. Oh, root tabs that you plug right in. It's good for like grass. Tomorrowland? 122,000 people watching? Wow, this is insane. Because like people with 5, 10 million subscribers can't even get like 50 to 100 people in their live streams right now. And then like people with like 50 to 100, 200,000 can get like a couple hundred to 1,000 in. How much money are they making? At that point, you're doing crazy. I don't know. I don't know how ad revenue, adless live streams pay. Like, unless you're getting donations, I don't know how you get paid by live stream watch hours. Gotta be a zillion. Well, how many subscribers do they got? I mean, 100,000 people watching a live stream. I've never heard of anything like that before. That's not an easy task. That's a serious accomplishment that, like, I would say only 0.5 of live streams could ever do. This is insane. That's insane. If that's happening, wow, what a blessing for them people. The most I've ever seen anybody watch is like 4,500, and yeah, I have studio. But I don't have studio on a desktop, which I can't. That's why I can't get the hype button to go. And I have to email YouTube because apparently on iPhone, when you go to your profile and you go into general, it should be right there to turn on hype. And I have no option to turn on hype from mobile. And I'm not impressed about it at all because right now, to start a channel, the whole reason why they made the new settings like that, you have to have that hype button. And I don't have it. And I'm kind of ticked off about it. So I'm gonna have to like quit fooling around and email them and figure this out. You also don't have the hype button? Yeah, like ad revenue is like the tiniest amount. Like YouTube ad revenue, you don't make anything from it. It's like you'll be lucky to get $200 to $400 a month from YouTube ad revenue. It's the other ways that you bring in money on YouTube. It's generally from marketing, advertisement for other products, sponsorships. This is how you actually make money. YouTube ad revenue is like, it's not going to cut it for anybody. It's super chats and gifts that where you make your money. Yeah, you would. I don't think they do, but you would think that, like, yeah, a whole server to accommodate something that big, yeah. Like, this is insane. $80 billion, yeah. But there's also 300. I forget how many YouTubers there are, like how many YouTube channels there are, but it's phenomenal. There's millions of YouTubers. So it's being spread out between 300 million people or something. Or I don't know how many. Or that's how many watch it every day. I forget. I did know, but the number's like crazy. How many people watch it and how many YouTubers there are. 40%. Yeah, like they take 40% of your super chats. All hail the fork. The floating fork channel. It's not working. It's not working tonight. The fork has lost its power. Sometimes the fork can bring in 35 viewers. The fork would go viral. The fork has gone viral. It works at 3 a.m. in the morning. People will stop and stare at the fork for a little while. Gotta clean the fork and get to work. Okay. Later. Thanks for being here. May the fork be with you. Or may you be with the fork. But at 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., you bust out the fork, you can get 35 people watching, like, easy. It's crazy. Later, dudes. I think I don't know. I got 36 or 46 subscribers the one time with the fork. I subbed for the fork. Yeah, you were. I know you were one of them. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's the stupidest shit that gets people watching. Because if like people are scrolling and then they go, "What the?" They stop, and then they'll like sit there like, "What's going on here?" Like, what the hell? And then you'll see the chat's really going, and you'll be like watching the chat, and you're like, "What are people talking about?" And you're watching the chat, and you're like, "What is going on here? This is messed up." And it's that keeps the brain like. So really, like someone said, I don't know if it was you, Kirk, but someone said, go into your bathroom with a small fishing pole and fish for a goldfish in your toilet. And just sit there in your bathroom with a little fishing pole, say nothing, and watch what happens. You'll have 1,000 people viewing. And I don't doubt it one bit, because like I think somebody here said, like, the guy who sits and rolls cigarettes, he's got like 1,000 to 2,000 people all day, every day watching him roll cigarettes. And then he's going out and selling single cigarettes to people out in front of his building probably for the rest of the day. What's going on, Josh? But this is why people's brains are also getting fried, and like why long form video is starting to suffer. It's like the main bread and butter of channels, and it's what makes a channel, but people are getting hooked on the shorter video. First it was 60 seconds, 40 seconds, 20 seconds. Now it's like 8 to 14 second videos get the most views. But it's hard to make money off of short videos. But like that's where the mind span is now. Because like, and I don't really want to be known for the guy that sits there in his bathroom with a fishing rod. But if I want to get rich, that's what I would do. Because that's what I would have to do. I have to do it if I want to get rich. You have to. Because, I mean, look at the guy who sits with the shower running with the triangle on his head humming, right? We got into this, talking about this before, like late at night. People are donating a lot of money to that guy, and he spent like 3 years in a bathroom. He's never come out of the bathroom in 3 years, but like how much is he collecting by just sitting there in the bathroom? This is crazy. So props to him or whatever, but wow. Ben, what's up? Yeah, Gord, that lady. There's so many, like, and there's, man, it's mind-boggling. And then there's like the one channel that like in South America, they're just like no mummy, or whatever they're saying, and like they're in a graveyard and there's like they got some girlfriend in like a costume and she's like hiding around, crawling on her hands and knees in the tombstones. Same thing every day. It's like, come on, man. Like, they call it paranormal, whatever, but it's like, we all know that's your damn girlfriend over there. And you got 2,800 people watching. I don't know. I'll do it. Any girl here want to come move in? Come here, move in, and crawl around at night in the graveyard with me, and I'll film you. I'll give you half the money. Or more. It's a strange world. You want to do it? Let's go. Come on. Get in a white dress and put some creepy dark makeup on your face and hide off in the distance about 30 yards in the dark and crawl around for 3 or 4 hours or whatever. Well, that's it, kisses. That's what's happening is like real effort. It doesn't get you anywhere. Like, this is not, fish channels don't really get you anywhere. On YouTube, it's like stupidity rules. You'll do it for free fishing bait? Yeah, no, like, that's why they call it brain rot, right? But like, I guess at the end of the day, people are tired and they just want to be entertained and they don't want to think anymore. People are so stressed out that they just don't want to think. So it's just much better to be entertained. For days and days, the same thing. Oh, and then they like run back 30 feet and then they run back in the same spot over and over all night. No mummy, no mummy. I don't know what the Spanish word is that they're saying, but I always laugh my ass off because it's like, no mummy, what? Like, what's that even mean in Spanish? No mummy, no money. Over and over and over all freaking night. And their people are just watching and watching and watching. I'm going, what the? Oh, James, thank you so much. I'm really thankful for all your prayers that you've made. It's helped me so much. It's just been a miracle. Oh no. Oh no. It's happened again. Something's happened to me, guys. I think it's you, James. Look what you've done to me, Noah. I think it's your prayers. I don't know what you've been praying for, but you better say a quick prayer again. Because I'm getting very, very hungry. Must be getting dark out. We must be approaching midnight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're leaving. They're leaving me. Noah, can I get a thumbs up? Are you praying right now? I think I can feel it. I think I can feel something changing in me. I think I need some fresh air. I think I need some fresh air, guys. Oh, it's pouring rain. I'm melting. Ugh. I think I'm all right. Oh no. We got one guy praying. Oh no, not again. Oh, there we go. I feel much better. Yeah, the rain should knock down the smoke. All hail the fork. This isn't. Oh, that's what's going on. This isn't the proper fork. This isn't the silver one. This is why it's not working. It's not the real fork. This is an imposter. Pray for the flying fork. Yeah. This is the imposter. Hello. How are you? Ooh, how are you, beautiful? I look handsome? Thank you. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. Share if you dare. Okay. Where are you from? I'm from Ontario, Canada. Yeah, the cheap stainless steel one. Well, it's not cheap, but it is cheap compared to the silver. 20th like, done. Boom. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe. Punjab, India. Nice. Smash the subscribe button, please. Leave a comment under the shorts. It'd be a miracle if I got 1 subscriber in this fish room. Spaghetti Monster and the followers. Gonna get scammed. You're getting very tired. First, you're all gonna subscribe. And then you're gonna get very tired. Okay? So that's what you're gonna do. Can fish eat spaghetti? Yes. Discus will eat pasta. Plecos will eat pasta. I know a lady that feeds salmon pasta, vitamin mix, beef heart. Subscriber. How many other accounts do you got? Subscribe from them, right? You're already subscribed. I bet you Love Sing just hit and run. She didn't subscribe. Leftover noodles? Oh, hell yeah. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't feed it like meaty noodles, but little bits of a couple little pieces of noodle broken up small wouldn't hurt. You don't? I do. I know a Chinese lady that has the nicest discus and plecos with the nicest color. She can get an L236 yellow, so bright yellow, without lighting. It is insane, her recipe. And I have the recipe. But I feel like she's not telling me about one thing. But the nicest fish I have ever owned came from this lady. And yeah, she feeds pasta. Salmon pasta. Krill, beef heart. Is it corn? I don't know, but it's like, it doesn't matter what color the fish is. She gets it crazy. So I think they know like the Chinese know something about fish that we don't know, because even when you buy fish off them, certain ones, they have fish that have a certain crazy color about it, and it can't be matched. And after like 3-4 months, that'll go away. So I think there's a trick to it. I don't know. I don't know how to make goldfish and Danio's vibrant. I think they already are, I thought. Yeah, noodles. Yeah, pasta. She cooks it and then grinds it up. Fish love carbohydrates. I don't know. But pasta's the filler. Yeah. Rice as well. But I don't know if there's like some kind of pigment you can add into the food or not. Because I noticed the fish, but I think it's the vegetables. I think it was spinach. But I noticed that the poo was like really bright green. Like super bright green. It was almost to the color of like those bio balls over there floating around in green. So I kind of think it's spinach. And I've heard about using beets as well. I know beets are really good for everything, but I think Rapashi uses beets too. I'm gonna see about that. Carp will eat anything, yeah. Coconut, seaweed, spirulina, locust bean gum, kelp, watermelon, dried watermelon, marigold flower, turmeric. Don't see beets in here, but I swear. Watermelon again. I'm not seeing it, but see, there's a lot of flower in it, like different types of flowers. Stingy nettle, I know that's good. Garlic is the best thing you can feed fish because parasites can't live in a body full of garlic, so. But I'm pretty sure beets is like really super, I know it's super healthy for humans. Oh, what's that stuff? Damn, we used to sell it. It was like beet concentrate in little pills. And it was the equivalent of that stuff you take Adderall or something like that. But like, it was great for lawyers and people that have to think on their toes. And it was like each pill contained the extract of 1,000 beets. Oh, Limitless is what it's called, I believe, and it's beet. It's 100% beet. But usually for coloring, yeah. But this, yeah, I think this was called Limitless. And each pill was tiny little capsule, but it was like super duper powerful, and it was like give you super attention and super focus and really activate the brain. Feed them earthworms. Some fish will eat them, some won't. Fruit Loops? Used what? Dye or beets? Beets. I missed something here. There's not a single veggie I hate. Feed them earthworms. Ones that are found in banana plants? Yeah, beets. It's a healthy coloring. But I bet you beets, like feeding beets to a orange or red fish would be getting it popping. I think they used to make paint out of beets too, right? I know grape skins and beets, and I wonder what that, I forget what they said. What's that stuff up north on the rocks? There's those, Algonquin Park or whatever. There's those Native American paintings on the rocks. And think about it. Those rocks are there, like, they figured 1,500 years or something. Those paintings haven't washed off the rocks. Like, what the hell did they paint that with? Yeah, I think your prayer helped. Thanks, Noah. I appreciate it, because I was feeling a little strange there for a minute. Beet pulp is even recommended for healthy goats. Yeah. You gotta wet that stuff up, and the tablets swell right up to about that big. From like that big to like this big. About that long. It can be used as a filler. It's not good to feed too much, but I know people that were feeding a lot of it to horses, but I don't think it was a great idea. But in a little bit of it would be great, I think. Absolutely great for goats and horses. I used to be a goat farmer, so when I was a kid, that was my enterprise, was goats. But this jerk sold me some sick goats and knew they were sick. They were Suzanne's, and I don't even know why I bought them, besides they were cheap. And they wiped out my whole barn. And I had to kill every freaking goat myself as a young boy, because they were all so sick. There was no going back. I had tried several treatments with several of them, and it wouldn't help. It just kept spreading and spreading, and I had to kill every goat myself because it was my enterprise. And unfortunately, my family was like that. You get yourself into something, you have to get yourself out of something. And the rest of the farmers said, like, you're cooked, like, it's over, man, like, you're done. And so, like, obviously the vets were not an option because it was just not realistic. and it wouldn't have helped anyways at that point because I was already treating them the same way the vets would. In those days, you know, the farmer is the vet, and so that was a really, really tough experience for me as a kid. And I'll never forget the guy who sold those sick goats to me too. Because later I learned he was quite a scam artist and everything like that. And he knew full well that they were sick. And he gave them there's a shot that they give and it's full of adrenaline. So what they'll do is this is used in sales barn tactics. The animal's dying and it's not well, so they take it to the market. And the thing's laying there and it's cold and it's got no circulation and it's losing weight. And what they do is they hit it with this shot. I'm not going to say the name. It gives them tons of adrenaline. And so at the market, the goats will be like hyperactive. And if you pay attention, they're a little too active in a non-natural way. And if you pay attention, their poo will stink with this really wham smell. And that's how you know, I learned later in life, that's how you know if an animal's been nailed with the shot. And so, as a young guy, I lost 140 something goats to 9 or 10 goats from this guy. And man, like, I still to this day, I don't respect that person at all. Because that was the freaking hardest lesson I've ever had to learn in my life. And it hurt me so bad to have to do what I had to do. Just an absolute scumbag to sell that to a kid. Because like all the other farmers I dealt with were really good. They always hooked me up with a good pregnant doe, and I'd have 2 kids and from each doe. And so I lost everything, all my nannies, like all my good goats, all my kids, everything. And so I'll never forget that bastard and what he did. But yeah, life can be pretty challenging at times. Especially for a young feller. But I learned the way of the farm, and I learned a hard lesson, and I never made the mistakes again with any animals. Same as the fish, you gotta quarantine them, right? It was my fault for bringing them home and putting them in the barn with the others. Sir David, be nice. My first job was at a butcher's, and I didn't enjoy that either. I let the pigs out to be free. Yeah, it's never easy, but it's part of, like, you learn that if you have livestock, you have dead stock, and it's tough because you have to take such great care to nurture these things when they're young. And then, you know, certain issues strike and you have to be the opposite person, but that's the way life is. That's the hardest lesson in life, but like that's why farm kids they're different, right? Like they're built and bred differently, and it's because they experience life and death at a really early age. Where like most of the animal hobbyists, they're originally from the city and they like want to enjoy livestock and all the good and everything that comes with it, but they're not very good when it comes to the tough stuff because they weren't exposed to it at a young age, right? But yeah. Well, it was something like I got originally a little used to it because like mom would have chickens and then the roosters would attack us kids really bad. And then you'd see mom running across the yard with a hatchet. And like we knew what was going on, right? But like this is part of it, unfortunately. But yeah, like I always found it hard when it was time to see animals go because I spent so much time taking care of it. Yeah. Well, my grandfather never ate his own beef. He couldn't. And it wasn't because they were not the best cattle you've ever seen or fed the very best, because they were. He'd get 3 times the money from the butchers back then than anybody would because they knew the care and the shine and the look at the cleanliness that these animals would come in. And some butchers would often like take that meat and give grandpa back like really crappy meat, and like his customers would know right away, and he'd know just by looking at the meat that the butchers were dishonest, and they would give him a price, and they would sell so much, and people would get ripped off. But like he would never eat his own beef. He'd eat the neighbor's beef, but he wouldn't eat his own. Because there was so much love and care that like just couldn't do it. Although there's not much difference, right? But it's a mental thing. But I'm the same way too. Like I used to raise some pork, and it was like whenever it came time, I was always like, I'd rather eat my buddies. My buddy had good hogs, and I'd rather eat his meat than mine. So Marine aquarium, you mean saltwater? I just don't have any experience with it. They say it's not really hard at all. I think a little differently. I think it's a little more complex than keeping fresh water. And I think your investment's huge in your creatures because there's so many different creatures that you can buy to have a beautiful tank. And like you hear stories of people building up over the course of 10 years and then something goes wrong and they have thousands and thousands of dollars invested into the tank. You need more equipment. Like you can do a small tank, but if you get into a big reef tank and you got serious sump tank below that's doing all the cleaning and the salt water bungs up all the motors and the pumps and you need chillers and you need heaters and it's got to be controlled and you need skimmers and you need all these different things. So it's just so expensive. Yeah, corals, starfish, anemones, all beautiful. But the invest frag, all the different coral frags, it's money, money, money. It's crazy. And if it goes wrong, man, you're going to cry because those creatures mean so much to you. Because there is something very special about a saltwater aquarium full of life. Like you're talking a true ecosystem. And if you lose that, it's like death, like terrible. But I'm going to start getting into trying lobster. Hey, what's up, 420? Yeah. I'm not going to say the whole name. Are you good tonight, 420? Let's see. Let's see if we get any Sidewinder action here. I want a saltwater tank. Do ya? Yeah. Hey, Handy Andy, what's going on? How about a stingray? I want a stingray. Freshwater ones, though. I don't want any saltwater rays. But I want some real Eastern Canadian lobster. Oh yeah. You want to get hurt? And they'll kill your fish too. Like I know some guys that had some beautiful 5-point super red L25s. The best you ever seen. Solflex and the whole works, like really nice ones. And the stingrays got them. You'll have yours on a plate? Yeah, well, I'm going to have mine on a plate too one day. I'm going to raise them and eat them. That's the plan. Feed them tilapia and grow them and eat them. I'll grow some tilapia and grow some lobsters. But that's a whole different, like, my brain will associate differently because, like, this is my pet fish. I understand that. This is different side. Tilapia and lobster, that's food. But they are beautiful. That's the thing. They're beautiful to look at. Yeah, pet fish versus livestock. Yeah. I do think that, yeah, like the red is what brings out, because I think cheap fish food use red dyes, right? Like, I know one food that does for sure. Verba bites. And these. If you start using these two foods, your sponge filter and the hang-on back filters will turn red. Your bacteria will be all dyed red. Okay, you going, Gord? Oh yeah, it's almost midnight. Have a good night, sir. And thank you very kindly for moderating. You're a good moderator. Where does it say die here? Because I bet you it does. Oh, there you go. Red number 3, yellow number 5. Artificial colors. So it's yellow and red stuff that bring out all the color in fish. And we got red number 3, yellow number 5 in this one as well. See what else they got now. Ooh, there's a tag on here. Now I know where they buy their food wholesale from. Sweet. Now I know where you get your food wholesale from. Okay, so the same, just this yellow and red dyes. Kino kisses, here we go. Uh-oh, is it witching hour? Handy Andy. Yeah, good subscriber, man. Normal dude. I'm gonna shut the live stream down anyways, because I should go to bed, and I'm not gonna go live later. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to the city, pick up fishies. Gonna be live streaming tomorrow afternoon from the fish room, I'm sure. I've been on my feet here for 174 minutes, and I still got work to do in here. I guess I could leave the live stream running while I do my little bit of work, but well, it's up to you guys. Give you one more forking. See, I've been spinning. See what I did when I was talking about that mishap when I was a kid? See what happens when you start thinking about like something that pisses you off, or you better believe in the fork, Sir David Kirk. You better believe. Anxiety fork, yeah, like where's my fast food, Joe? What's going on? I had Thai food again tonight. But it's not cooked like fast food. It's cooked clean, homemade, proper Thai food, no preservatives, none of that crap. All hail the fork. People will think I'm starting a cult over here. Do you breed fish for their meat? No, Joe. No, these are science and pets. For the science and the love of pets. Big time hobbyist. Nope. No, I haven't, Joe. Other Joe. Oh, are you rhyming? Joe. No, nothing. Not selling anything here to a piranha owner. Besides, it'll be the most expensive meal you ever fed your piranha. Fork 2000, yeah. Vote Fork. 2028 election. Layers beneath 1. Am I running? Running where? Yeah, we'll all become one with the great fork in the sky. We're going up with the fork in the sky. That's where I want to go when I die. This fork is an imposter. But you shall subscribe anyways to the fork. Oh, thanks, Joe. Yeah, David's like our our head deacon of the fork believers. He's the strongest believer in the fork you've ever seen. You can help me get votes? Nice. Then pay attention to the fork and subscribe. The fork demands it. Yeah, David's vice president of the cult that we're running here. All hail the fork. You guys are lucky that the silver fork isn't here. Hail the fork. Well, it's been great having you guys here. You've been seeing my ads all over Facebook? Or you've been seeing the Forks ads? Because the Fork's a very aggressive campaigner. Wendy. That doesn't count. Wendy. 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 Sandy. Wendy. You guys all obsessed with rhyming here today, or what? How did this start anyways? I missed something about an hour ago. Okay, guys, thanks for being here. All hail the fork, and we'll see you tomorrow with some new fish. Be blessed, everyone. Take care. Thank you very kindly. You're all very much appreciated. We will see you again. Bye. Goodbye, everybody.